This was a series that I had started, seems like forever ago, but it didn't get a lot of attention, so I kind of just moved on. But since we're circled back, here we go. If y'all know me, I love science, right? Do I have a master's degree in folklore? Absolutely not. Huge nerd, and I study particle physics in my spare time. What I'm about to tell you is based off of string theory. Disclaimer, string theory hasn't been proven. It also hasn't been disproven. We don't know how the universe works, so this is my theory. You have the first dimension. This is a line, okay? Just a line. No width, no height, only length. The only time a first dimensional being could possibly see a second dimensional being is if that second dimensional being crossed through the line. First dimensional being would constantly only go back and forth. That's all they would know. I just realized this is going to be multiple parts, and I'm so sorry. A second dimensional being is height and width only. So, like a square. And like Piper CJ had brought up in her video, that is a dimension that we can manipulate. Third dimensional being, us, is height, width, depth, 3D. This is a dimension of space. It's a spatial dimension. Now, the fourth dimension is not a spatial dimension. It is a temporal dimension, which means this is a dimension of time, not space. But in order for us to exist in our reality, the fourth dimension has to exist. So those four dimensions make up our reality. Moving on to the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is a plane of probability. It's a world similar to ours, if you will. This plane is imperceivable to us. We cannot see this, okay? When people talk about 5D, it's just a dimension of probability. It is a similar plane of existence, though. In my opinion, it is absolutely impossible for a third dimensional being to go into the fifth dimension. That's not a thing. That's my belief. If that makes people upset, it is what it is. Now we're going to go to the sixth dimension. This is where things get super interesting. The sixth dimension is a plane of new worlds. All possibilities exist there. Future, the present, the past, it all exists. A good example of a sixth dimensional being is Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange has the capability of perceiving all possible futures, all possible presents, and all possible pasts. All possibilities exist here. Go to the next part. I'll put it in the comments. If you follow this comment, I explain dimensions 1 through 6. And now we're going to go into the 7th dimension. These dimensions are so interesting. All of my disclaimers are in the other video. So, in the 7th dimension, you have universes with different forces of nature. These have different physics, different light speed, different creations. Multiverse, essentially, in a way. So similarly to the 5th dimension being a spatial dimension of different possibilities, the 7th dimension is also, I believe, a spatial dimension with different possibilities, but in regards to universes. The 8th dimension. This is beyond Doctor Strange. So the 8th dimension has all pasts, all futures, all possibilities, all presents of every universe that could possibly exist, and every possibility inside of that universe that could possibly exist, and so on and so forth. Do you understand how much that is? All possibilities of all universes throughout all dimensions. This is the kind of information that our little biological computers cannot comprehend fully. I'm going to group the 9th, 10th, and 11th dimensions together in a way. All laws of physics exist in the 9th, 10th, and 11th dimension. These, if a being lived in one of these dimensions, they would quite literally be all-knowing. You have an infinite amount of universes. Each one of those universes has an infinite amount of possibilities that they could be, and then in each of those possibilities you have reality possibilities of that go to infinity. And then if you had a being that lived in this existence, could you... An 11th dimensional being would be what the Christians call God. Now, there are beings, in my opinion, that do live within these dimensions, at least from the 5th up, well, obviously the 3rd up, but beyond us, the 5th dimension and up. And then if we were to hit the 12th dimension, that would be another temporal dimension. And physicists believe that that would cause all other dimensions to collapse on top of each other. So it's theory that that doesn't exist. It would be a second dimension of time. And I don't know how, I mean, I understand, but I don't see how that would work either. So next videos will be about the beings and realms.